this is a man that I know that, oh yes, he hates me, but yet he loves me.
If your husband sexually abused your child and you find out it's true, what are you going to do?
The man will definitely be reported.
Yeah.
But that does not feel me that I will divorce my husband.
You see, this is how our mothers and many women of today normalize abuse. Just in the name of religion. We're just trying to make an excuse, to make it sound reasonable to others why we are choosing to stay. But even the Bible itself, that Bible we are quoting, it tells us what love should look like. If you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it will tell you about it. Love is not rude, is not selfish, is not unjust, is not proud, it does not hurt other people, a whole lot of things. But she's here saying, though he beats me, yet he loves me. My goodness, God forbid bad thing. It's just obvious that she's not okay. I don't really blame her because this is like someone that has been groomed into believing and behaving in specific ways. She didn't fall from the sky. Many of us have been groomed to be male-centered to the detriment of our own selves, even to the point of losing our own lives. And that is not okay. I don't really, blame her, but I feel like when there's a place you come to and you begin, especially in this era of social media, there's so many things going around. You don't just hold on to, this is what I've always known. Sometimes we just need to open up our mind and say, okay, let me even hear what these people are saying. And that is how we might actually be healed. That's how we might actually begin to see that, hey, maybe there's something wrong with the way I see things. I don't want us to make the comments about, blaming her and saying how she's this and that. Yes, it's triggering, right? But it's important that we do a self-assessment and begin to ask ourselves, in what ways am I male-centered? It may not be up to this extent. There are so many subtle ways in which male-centeredness manifests itself in our lives, myself included. I'm healing from pygmy-ism. Every one of us have a measure of it. It's the more you're exposed to some things, you begin to ask and realize that, hey, this is not normal. Why am I like this? So let's not make it about shaming her. Let's make it more about introspection and say, okay, in what ways am I centering men in my life and decentering myself, right? Now, my question is this. If beating is love, then why aren't wives allowed to beat their husbands? If a woman beats the husband, they're like, abomination, abomination. How can that happen, right? But she thinks it's okay for her husband to beat her, and it is actually a manifestation of love. But Jesus, if she says, like I said, I keep going back to religion because a lot of people that do these things or have these beliefs they quote the Bible, right? But Jesus himself suffered strokes of the cane and even unaliving because of his church, so that his church or his bride, his wife, will have a better life, will have better opportunities. But instead, in this narrative, women have to suffer to please their husbands, not to make their husband's life better. If he doesn't touch her, it does not affect his life in any way, but he chooses to touch her because it makes him feel like a man. It stokes his ego. He puts her in her place so that he can do whatever he wants, right? So what I'm seeing here is she seems to have like a Stockholm syndrome or a mental health situation, I would call it, where someone that is the victim of an abuser kind of begins to idolize the abuser and fall in love with the abuser, right? And that is basically what is going on here. And then there's something she said. She said, if he takes advantage of our daughter, he will be reported, but that does not mean that I'm going to leave him. So she did not say, I will report him. She said, he will be reported. So basically she's saying, I will not necessarily report him, but if there's enough ruckus that is made and maybe neighbors come in and all that, and he's reported to the police, I will stand by him. I stand by my husband. I stand by my husband. Those are those kind of people, right? So, but if no noise is made, she will be the type that I probably say to the child, what did you do to tempt him? Or she will just say, zip your mouth. What happened in the family stays in the family, right? So many wives, like I said, have been groomed to uphold patriarchy to the point that they will do anything, sacrifice anything, even the well-being of their children, just to protect a husband that is absolutely misbehaving, that is even committing a crime, right? Just because they want to keep answering missus. And in this whole scenario, she does not even mention what form of emotional support she will give to the child, because a child that experiences, that kind of abuse from the husband, the father, that's massive. That's massive. It just changes, it takes away the child's childhood, traumatizes the child for life. But she's not talking about what emotional support she's going to offer, but instead in that scenario, the daughter will just be looking at her, upholding the man that is making life so miserable for her. And that is just not okay. This is why we have to watch who we are taking advice from. So the thing is, for the women from our mother's generation, not all of them will come out and say this kind of thing. But there are many other subtle ways in which they give us advice or in which they present marriage that we think it's normal. But it's time for us to go back and begin to really dissect every single thing. Those little issues here and there that our minds are like, this is not okay. But we are like, oh, well, it's part of marriage. Marriage is a package. When you see what you see is what you get. It's time we go back and begin to say, do I really have to take what I see? There's something called the return policy. When you buy a gift, they give you a gift card and say, in case you don't like the gift, return it back with this receipt. So in the same way, the fact that you receive something that is not okay does not mean you should stick with it for life, especially if it is just totally taking away from the quality of your life or even endangering your life. No, you don't have to keep that gift. You don't have to keep that package. Send it back to sender, return it to where you bought it from, and go make something meaningful with your life. Still going back to the issue of a man taking advantage of his daughter in a way that is not acceptable. If she were going to say, oh, the Bible says I should stand by my husband, but that same Bible says, does not take it lightly with anybody that hurts little children. It's like, do not, like it says, don't ever harm little children. If before you even do it, it's better for you to take a grinding stone that you used to grind pepper and all those things, a heavy one, tie it around your neck and go and jump inside the water so that it will take you all the way down, right? And unalive you, down for you to hurt a child, right? But she would rather actively work to protect a man that is hurting her own child. So it is basically equal to eating her child. Because how else can I describe it? A mother is supposed to have motherly instincts. Have we seen mother bears? They fight to protect their children. But this woman will be like, you know what? Just because I want to answer Mrs. Let us cover everything. Now, these are the kind of people where when they go abroad and the child protection services maybe get involved in whatever is going on in their children's lives and decide, hey, these children are not safe. We're going to take these children out. This woman is not capable of being a protector or a guardian to them because she's allowing this kind of thing to happen. Then you see such women coming online and coming to say, the devil is a liar. See, the people abroad, they are working for the devil. They are here to steal your children. Be on the lookout. No, they're not working for the children. If you choose not to do what you're supposed to do, to be a protector to your children, to shield them from harm, regardless of where the harm is coming from, then you don't have anybody to blame if their children are taken away. It's time for us to go back. Don't just watch this video and say, God forbid, not me. Go back and look. You will be surprised at seeing a lot of the little ways in which we have centered men or we have elevated men to our own detriment.